Police in the capital seized drugs valued over $1 million. Man injured in mid-morning blaze. Our Jean Joseph has a sit-down with the president of BTVI, and the return to the road. Bahamas Carnival is back. Welcome to our news weekend edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepard. 21 Chinese nationals are in police custody this evening in connection with a $1.3 million drug bust. The arrests were made during a joint operation between the Royal Bahamas Police Force, U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency, Homeland Security, and the Bahamas Department of Customs. 68 kilos of suspected cocaine were seized on a vessel moored at the Arawak Key Container Port. Police dogs were deployed and alerted their handlers to several floors and areas on board. Police Press Liaison Superintendent Audley Peters.
Police dogs alerted their handlers to several floors and several areas on that vessel. On inspection of those areas, the officers found a quantity of substance believed to be that of cocaine. The total amount was about 68 kilos, which has an estimated street value of $1,300,000. As a result of the fine, 21 persons were taken into custody. These are all Chinese nationals, and they include 20 males and a female.
Superintendent Peters says officials cannot release the name of the vessel at this time. However, he confirms the vessel originated from South America.
The vessel itself is a cargo vessel that has a number of destinations, and those destinations I'm not aware at this time as to where the next destination.
An early morning blaze erupted in a Williams Court home, rocking the Chippenham community and leaving one man without a place to call home. The sole occupant of the house, identified by neighbors as Paul Cunningham, lived with his 4 dogs. Neighbors say Cunningham, a handyman, was out and about before rising flames engulfed his home. Despite their calls, he was determined to save his 4 canine companions, though only one survived. Ironically, the dog's name is Lucky.
To know that this happened here today and some of his dogs died, I can't begin to imagine how he's going to feel. Because at the end of the day, when his house was burning, he actually ran back into the house to save the dogs. And that's how come he got hurt. Because he was trying to save his dogs, because his dogs are his life.
Cunningham is receiving medical attention at the hospital. Another traffic fatality claiming a life on the streets of New Providence yesterday. Press Liaison Superintendent Audley Peters says officers responded to a call on West Bay Street where they found a Nissan Cube with extensive damage. A Caucasian male believed to be a foreign national was unresponsive in the driver's seat and pronounced dead by EMS officials.
Inquiries thus far reveal that the driver was heading in a western direction at a high rate of speed when he lost control of the vehicle, collided into a coconut tree, and he cascaded and hit another tree, which was a poinciana tree, and eventually came to a still. We want to advise members of the motoring public to continue to adhere to the rules of the road as they traverse the streets of New Providence. 45 miles per hour is the limit on main thoroughfares, and the inner city is 25 miles per hour and 15 miles per hour in school zones.
Now, just yesterday, a male was walking north along Camp Road when he was struck by a vehicle and projected into St. Margaret's Cemetery. He was pronounced dead on the scene. Peters is making this appeal regarding that matter.
I also want to take this opportunity to appeal to members of the public for any information that could assist us with the fatality that occurred this morning on Camp Road in the vicinity of St. Margaret's Cemetery, where a male was struck and projected into the cemetery. We're looking for a small white vehicle who was involved in that accident. We appeal to that driver to turn himself in to assist police with the investigation into this matter. And if any other person who were traversing the street during that time would have seen what happened, to contact the traffic department and speak with the investigators there so we can bring some resolution to this incident.
Now, as residents continue to celebrate this carnival weekend, Superintendent Peters is urging motorists to drive with due care and attention.
You know, it is a festive moment to have a designated driver if you choose to enjoy your libations, that you have to be concerned about other person's lives as well as your life while you are behind the wheel, and you should be coherent, able to actually sober to maneuver the vehicle and to get from point A to point B.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, led a delegation including Minister for Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting, to Guyana this week. The team traveled on Thursday for the 3-day trip to attend CARICOM's Agri-Investment Forum and Expo. The expo focuses on regional agricultural sector and agri-food systems. The DPM says maintaining partnerships is key.
We must maintain our place in the region. We must maintain our place in the world. Our Minister of Foreign Affairs has done a great job in terms of keeping us on the forefront of foreign affairs and foreign relations. Our Prime Minister has done an excellent job at the forefront, leading some important initiatives like climate change. We are going to continue this. It's important that as we are a small country, we need friends, as we have in CARICOM, as we have with many of our neighboring countries and others around the world.
The expo's theme, Investing in Vision 25 by 2025, focuses on reducing food imports by 25% by 2025. The Bahamas currently imports more than 90% of the country's food. That's about $1 billion in spending. The Davis administration has promised to revitalize the agricultural sector and develop a long-term sustainable industry to bolster food security. A drainage system should have been put in place before construction on 40 homes in Pinecrest subdivision, according to a senior engineer in the Ministry of Works. Christina Dragovich tells us more.
Yes, it should have been, but apparently it isn't where they have paving hardscape now, asphalt and concrete. That would make it that much more challenging. It's now still a bare surface, but they have the capacity and it's still a construction site.
That's senior engineer for civil design in the Ministry of Works, Henry Moxie. During a press conference Thursday, Moxie explained although Pinecrest is still considered an unfinished area, flooding is nothing new.
They must submit to us a design that reflects a strategy that will address flooding not only on the existing flooding situation, but how they would address the drainage issue in their subdivision. The engineer for that project has only recently rang me just yesterday, so we're in discussion with them as it relates to that matter. So it isn't something that we've allowed to go, and I know the public have raised a cry relative to it, but it's an unfinished area. When the infrastructure is in place and it isn't efficient or effective, then that's the issue. That's when they can begin to cry about it.
Earlier this month, Housing Minister JoBeth Colby Davis told reporters that flooding in the area was not an issue.
I can assure you that all that needs to be addressed where there are concerns, it's not an area that's been prone to flooding. It's just maybe hard rain, you'd have some water settled and some at one portion of the road, but that's been it when we spoke to the residents that presently live there.
Moxie says otherwise.
What the challenge is with that is the area, which is the Pinecrest Drive, has always experienced flooding. And now as this development is going on now, we saw it as a problem, as a possible problem to the area, because if there's no consideration given for the drainage, then it would only exacerbate the situation in that community.
Now, Moxie notes the ministry is working closely with the developer to use an alternative to drainage wells in the area due to the proximity of wetlands.
Putting in wells would not be a very good idea. So they're beginning to put together their design strategy, which would involve the utilization of those existing wetland areas as a detention area. It's already there, it's natural. So rather than putting in wells, they would use a series of catchment that would flow via pipe into those wetlands.
Finished homes in the subdivision are expected to be sold for less than $200,000. Reporting for our news, I'm Christina Dragovich.
Still to come, Cable Bahamas group of companies sponsors sessions to empower women. And our Jean Joseph has a sit-down with the new president of BTVI. That's coming up when our news returns.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC. To feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
That part hard to get, you know.
Unless you go to wimauto.com.
Man, anybody get our website, man. How you know that's the right part?
On wimauto.com, you can enter the year, make, model, and engine size of your vehicle and choose the part that you need.
This is a Japanese car.
You can shop for that on our website.
What about chemicals?
Yep.
Car accessories?
Yep.
Tools?
Actually, yeah.
Plumbing, electrical, and grocery?
If we sell it, it's on our website. Don't worry, we don't have mechanics.
Oh, thank goodness.
Save time and shop with confidence with wimauto.com.
You're watching our news weekend edition. Welcome back. Award-winning motivational speaker and a life coach, Lisa Nichols Hall, is helping to uplift Bahamian women by creating opportunities to learn and share professional experiences. Cable group of companies and other companies are sponsoring a session, an afternoon with Lisa Nichols and guests on May 27th at Margaritaville Beach Resort. Citadel Consultants Limited CEO shares what to expect from the event.
This event is geared towards women and men who would like to meet and connect with business-minded women here in the Bahamas and across the Caribbean. Navigating our professional and personal lives as women is a challenging and complex task. But as we continue to uplift and educate one another, the impact we will make collectively in our various communities will be undeniable. Not only can attendees expect to be encouraged and inspired by the impactful words of our keynote speaker, award-winning motivational speaker and life coach, Lisa Nichols Hall, but they can also expect to be informed and galvanized during the power-packed panel discussion of dynamic women who will be covering the topic, Women of Power versus Women of Influence.
Cable Bahamas Business Solutions Vice President Sharnette Thompson believes supporting women-led events shows support to women in the community.
At Cable Bahamas Business Solutions and Cable Bahamas Group of Companies, we believe this is a timely event and a great way to support female leaders and up-and-coming leaders in our community, to give them the support and the encouragement and opportunity to recharge their batteries and learn more about things that they could be thinking about, should be thinking about, to help them to become better leaders, both in the home and in the business, and to do better.
Now, the keynote presenter, Nichols Hall, says participants won't leave the event the same way they came.
They can expect me to disrupt any form of mediocrity in their soul. They can expect for me to call forth in them something that they've been looking to have awakened for a long time. They can expect a sense of urgency built up and then unleashed to have more in their careers, have more in their finances. They can expect some clear, actionable tools to get started.
To register, visit eventsbycitadel.com. The Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute is going full speed ahead, all gas, no brakes, with Dr. Linda Davis at the wheel. Join our Jean Joseph as Dr. Davis shares the roadmap to BTVI success.
Dr. Linda Davis, former Vice President of BTVI, takes on the role of interim president as Dr. Robert W. Robertson departs after 6 years at the institution. Davis continues a journey in higher education spanning over 2 decades that includes the College of the Bahamas, Wheelock College in Boston, Massachusetts, and the University of the Bahamas. Davis's knowledge, extensive experiences, and expertise in higher education are valuable assets in the development of BTVI. She says the institution's growth will be a joint effort between all players.
So it's not just about me. I am the conduit through which action happens. I have to be informed by what others feel, and they have to feel a part of that construction of forward movement.
Davis also wants to partner with other tertiary institutions to ensure that the Bahamas fulfills national development plans and reaches its full potential.
I look forward to working with the University of the Bahamas, LJM Maritime Academy, Bahamas Baptist. It is about giving Bahamians opportunities. It is about meeting that national development mandate. And as national institutions, we have no option but to embrace that.
As a woman leading in a space that men have controlled, Davis says she will push for more inclusion of women and looks forward to providing the opportunities for women to thrive.
We need to make sure that women are aware of what opportunities within the technical and vocational realm that are available. I see myself, and I've been around for a day or two, as someone whom I hope will inspire women to want to get a seat at the table.
While there will be a focus on women, Davis says she and the team are looking at a comprehensive plan to bring diversity to BTVI's offerings and lead the way in sustainability.
And so I'm excited about really diving very deeply into programs that focus on green and blue economies, sustainability. BTVI should be about demonstrating through its operation sustainability and greening initiatives.
There are exciting times ahead at BTVI, and Dr. Davis is poised to lead the charge. I'm Jean Joseph, reporting for Our News.
When Our News comes back from the break, we're taking you to school. St. Anne's class of '92 remembers its fallen classmates, and the Ministry of Education organizes a job fair for Grand Bahamian students. And our Marcellus Hall is on the way with sports. We have those details when Our News returns.
It's Philly cheesesteak time at Burger King Nassau. This classic sandwich isn't just a Philly cheesesteak, it's a Burger King Philly cheesesteak. Enjoy your sandwich with flame grilled beef, plant-based, or try the crispy chicken version with all the Philly fixins, including lots of melted cheese, caramelized onions, bell peppers, and mushrooms on a sesame seed hoagie bun. Visit any of Burger King Nassau's 7 locations and enjoy your Philly cheesesteak as a combo or as part of the King's Feast at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Mosquitoes becoming an issue? Struckham Commercial Pest Services is the #1 service provider for vanquishing those annoying bugs. Mosquitoes are more than a nuisance. They're also a health risk, transmitting diseases including malaria, dengue fever, and even the West Nile virus. With accredited verified training and technology, Struckham will deal with the conditions that invite mosquitoes, tackle current infestations, and stop their life cycle, therefore reducing the number of mosquitoes on your corporate property. Struckham, #1 in pest control services.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy, or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
St. Anne's class of 1992 making an environmental tribute to their fallen classmates. One graduate, Anika Major Hannah, recalled some of her fondest memories.
We're actually planting a tree, the Lignum vitae, and it's in honor of two of our class members who have passed away, one being Mrs. Joyelle Clark McIntosh and Mr. Lionel Roll. Just as her name states, Joyelle, she brought joy to the room. She brought joy around her. Lionel, as we used to call him, Fly, LT, the joy of the class, the guys, everyone got along with him, the girls.
The alumni weren't on their own, as current students also offered their help in making this tribute one to last generations.
The Eco Club of St. Anne's School is going to help us plant that tree. We've also donated 2 school benches for the school. We take pride and joy in doing this in memory of them, and we hope that we did them well.
High school students on Grand Bahama getting a taste of the real world once they graduate school through the innovative Grand Bahama Job Fair. With more than 23 organizations represented, the job fair was designed to give students options. State Minister of Education, Zane Lightbourne.
You don't have to be one-dimensional. We know that the young people in our country and even all over the world are exposed to many different talents. Many more other countries, you see what they are doing. The language of new jobs have changed.
1,000 students were expected to attend the fair, like 16-year-old Kristen Haven. Haven said she came to the fair with something in mind, but ended up exploring a few other career paths.
Originally, I wanted to do nursing. I was trying to look for a medical booth here, but I didn't find any as yet. Being here today is important to me because it teaches me the responsibility of life and how much things actually cost in the real world and how to manage myself properly.
Teachers also touting the value of the job fair, adding there's only so much you can teach students in a classroom.
It is very important for them to get this type of exposure, to see their own chosen career working, to see adults doing it, and it really encourages or motivates them.
So as a result of bringing them here in an environment that is different from the theoretical and the semi-practical setting that we have at school, it gives them a step into the environment, closer to the environment, to see what is it we have to offer and what is it that lies ahead for them.
Minister for Grand Bahama Ginger Moxie opened the event on Thursday under the theme Bridging the Gap Between Today's Youth and Tomorrow's Opportunities. Still to come, we're going to find out what's good with weather over the next week. And Carnival revelers treated to an all-girls line-up in concert. Imagine that. Well, that's coming up when our news returns.
When you combine decadence, luxury, passion, and attention to detail, you've described Café Channy Noël and Patisserie. Signature authentic French macarons, croissants, pastries for breakfast and lunch will take you on a European Epicurean journey. Enjoy your favorite handcrafted cocktails, coffees, cappuccinos, espressos, and lattes. Life is sweet at Café Channy Noël.
For a minute there, I thought you say boo. I thought you say clear your chest, boo. Bro. I was gonna say boo to you too, boo.
You just COVID off. You like white? You get COVID, dude? I get COVID, bro. How you get COVID? I still ain't no white. I don't give me some. My stomach talking to me. My stomach like. fatness, you know, be hungry.
I hope you bait this time. I could go on. Tell me go on to it. Tell me go on to it. Tell me go on to it, please. He should man feed you. Listen, come on my yard.
It's your thing. Do what you wanna do. I can tell you who to suck to. It's your thing. Do what you wanna do. I can tell you who to suck to.
Got size at 6'5".
Hi, this is Shamik.
Welcome back to our news. Balmy breezes outside and the rain is holding up. For now, let's take a look at weather for the next few days. After 2 years of waiting, Bahamians finally got a taste of Carnival this weekend. The highlight? A star-studded concert with an all-ladies lineup. Our news digital reporter Ricky Barry has more.
Lights, soca, action. Crowds queuing up on the Carnival grounds at the Sports Center to get a taste of the all-ladies concert, featuring artists like Ebony, Wendy, and in her first major solo stage, Nishi LS.
It's new, but it's familiar territory to me. The stage is always, it's home to me. So I'm excited for this new chapter in my life, and I'm ready for what the future holds for me.
Bahamian artist Ebony 242 echoing the sentiments of the other performers, saying the energy of the crowd was contagious.
The energy, listen, it was awesome. And the crowd tonight, I fed off of them, it was good.
And concert goers agree.
The event is awesome tonight, very awesome. Indeed, worth the wait.
It's beautiful. When the even all came out, it was beautiful. The energy was live. It was hype. It goes like this.
Stop singing, stop singing. This is my last
so
song.
far, Wendy, I gotta give it to her. She gotta walk out. We gotta walk out together.
And after a long time coming, the crowd only had one thing to say.
Seems like a great time over the weekend, and we thank you so much for tuning in to our News Weekend Edition. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.